I showed up in the mountains with $1 million in cash to buy honey, only to get hit with a group price hike from the beekeepers right as we were about to load up. Boss, buy, the market's at 80 a pound now and you're only offering 30. That's straight up robbery. I stared at this young guy I had never seen before, completely stunned. The village chief quickly stepped in to smooth things over. Boss B, this is Aunt Chen's son-in-law, Jibo Chang. He's a college student who knows economics, and today he'll speak for everyone here. I noticed all the familiar beekeepers hiding behind him, avoiding eye contact, and I instantly knew something was off. But the contract's already signed, and the price was locked in. What is there left to talk about? Even so, I kept smiling. We're short on time. Let's load the trucks first, and whatever you want to say, we can sit down and talk about it after. Hold it! Aunt Chen suddenly rushed out of the crowd and spread her arms in front of the honey barrels. Let's see who dares touch my honey. Aunt Chen, what exactly are you trying to do? We signed a contract, black and white, and today is delivery day, cash on payment. Are you really backing out? Ji Bocheng, who was standing nearby, suddenly let out a sneer. Don't try to scare honest people with that lousy piece of paper. This is a market economy. Everything has to follow the market. So tell me, what's honey selling for now? It's over 80 online. One of the beekeepers pulled out his phone and showed me screenshots of the prices. Ji Bocheng turned to me with a mocking grin. You hear that, Boss B? The price you're offering is way out of line. I was furious, but I still explained it to him patiently. Mr. G, that's not how the math works. First, that's the retail price, not the wholesale price. Online, 80 is what it sells for on a store shelf, not what it costs straight out of your barrels. Second, why didn't you bring up the market back then? And on top of that, I spent $200,000 fixing the road behind your village so your honey could be shipped out more easily, and I gave you those beehives too. That was your choice. Who asked you to build the road? If you wanted to do it, that's your sunk cost. What's that got to do with us selling honey? I looked at Aunt Chen in shock. Just a month ago, she was a simple countrywoman who only knew how to say, "Thank you, boss." Now she was tossing around terms like sunk cost. I turned to Ji Bocheng coldly. You taught her that phrase, didn't you? I'm just helping the folks here learn some basic knowledge, so they don't get ripped off by shady businessmen and end up helping them count the money too. And Boss B, don't bring up the road. Once it was built, didn't it make things easier for your trucks too? Let's be real, that road helped you just as much. Enough talk. If this honey isn't 50 a pound, you're not hauling out a single pound. If you want to load up, then pay today's market rate. And out of respect for the road you built, we're not even asking for 80. We want 50 a pound, and not a penny less. 50? The national average wholesale price for top-grade honey is only 35 to 38. You're asking for 50 right out of the gate. That's extortion. Call it whatever you want. The honey's in our hands. If these 15 trucks go back empty, you're losing at least tens of thousands, easy. And that's before the penalty payments. Actually, scratch that. This contract isn't fair to begin with. If it goes to court, we might not even lose. He leaned in and lowered his voice. Boss B, take this honey back, package it up, and sell it for 120. Toss us a little of the profit. That's not too much to ask, is it? Don't be too greedy, or it'll come back and choke you. Village Chief Li, is that what you think too? I stared at Ji Bocheng's scheming face, then turned to Li Yuqian. Boss B, nobody's got it easy. And the market really has gone up. Just treat it like you're doing a good deed. To you, 50 just means making a little less, right? Making a little less? I had already planned to pay 38 a pound. That was my sympathy for the cold snap. That was my good faith. But now, facing a bunch of people who treated my goodwill like weakness and my effort like something they were owed, it felt like all my sincerity had been wasted on ingrates. The more I thought about it, the angrier I got. But in the end, I held it in. I'm a businessman. I don't just calculate money, I calculate emotion too. If I walked away now, it really would be a shame to lose a batch of premium honey like this. So I took a deep breath. Then I pulled the contract out of my suit pocket. 50 is absolutely impossible. But considering that everyone was affected by the cold snap and emotions have changed, I'm willing to take a step back. Ji Bocheng's eyes lit up. He thought I'd folded. I'm not unreasonable. $38. That's the highest price I can offer right now. The extra $8 is me by offering it in good faith. Now let's load the trucks and settle in cash. At the time, that was absolutely a top-tier purchase price. I thought I had already given them more than enough of an off-ramp. As long as they had any sense at all, they should have taken it. But I underestimated just how greedy people can be. 38? You think we're beggars or what? Ji Bocheng already said this honey is worth 80 and you're only offering 38? That's cold. Boss Bai, are you playing us for fools? 50, not a cent less. If you're not serious, then you can leave. We'll keep this honey and sell it ourselves on live stream. When it goes for 100, don't be jealous. Yeah, we'll sell it ourselves. Get out of our village, you black-hearted businessman. The beekeepers got more and more worked up, and some of them even started shoving my drivers. Looking at their twisted faces, I suddenly felt like all that cash in the trunk was a joke. Back then, because the mountain roads were so bad, local honey went unsold year after year, sometimes for as little as 15 a pound. After I found out what was going on, I paid out of pocket to build the road, offered them a high price of 30 a pound, and even promised to buy everything at that rate, whether it was top-grade honey or slightly lower quality. And because honey is tricky to transport and keep fresh, I specially ordered a batch of food-grade high-density polyethylene barrels, plus several hundred custom beehives with temperature monitoring, and had them delivered to the village ahead of time as gifts. Then, out of nowhere, the whole country got hit with a rare fall cold snap. Honey source bases in the north were wiped out by frost, and several major producing regions in the south saw production collapse after non-stop rain. But because of this village's unique location, tucked between two mountains in its own little microclimate, the hills blocked the cold air. Not only were the nectar plants untouched, but with less rain, the nectar concentration was actually even higher. By then, the market price had already climbed to 35 a pound. So I made a decision. raise the price. I told the finance team to prepare cash at 38 a pound. Boss buy wasn't the contract price 30. With this increase, we're losing hundreds of thousands in profit. Think bigger. This is how you win loyalty. Let them see that working with Boss Buy means they won't get the short end of the stick. I thought sincerity could earn sincerity. Turns out I was just fooling myself. Fine, then sell it yourselves. I nodded, slowly folded up the contract, slipped it back into my pocket, and turned to face all the drivers. The anger was gone from my face. All that was left was a calm that made people uneasy. Everybody get in the trucks, turn around, we're heading back to the city. Old Zhao froze for a second, almost dropping the radio in his hand. Boss B, we're really leaving? That's 15 trucks. We've already burned a lot on fuel. Maybe we should keep talking, go to 40. This honey really is the good stuff. Once we haul it back, it'll sell fast. No more talking. Old Zhao, remember this. In business, you can always make back money you've lost. But if people ride all over you and you still have to smile through it, you'll never stand tall again for the rest of your life.